Hello everyone, welcome to ALDALINGUO. So, through our 6 lessons, we'll cover 11 Korean compound vowels. And today, we're gonna learn 4 Korean compound vowels. E, ye, ye. So, they might sound all similar at first, so close attention to our video. Don't worry, I will guide you through each step. So, before we start, e and e pronounce similar to each other, almost identical. So, to give you a tip, telling e from e the other way around is not necessary when you pronounce them in a word. For example, e and e sounds almost the same. So, and no one would accuse you of pronouncing it wrong if you mix them up. So, but you need to be careful when you write them because they don't look the same. For example, ebole means lava in Korean, but ebole does not mean anything. So it'd be just like writing lava, leva, or luva. So first, ke, dog. So, what's your favorite breed of dog? My favorite is Choco-Poodle. When I was young, I had a dog whose name was Boo Boo. Yeah, I know, it's weird, but in Korean it's really cute. So, we used to hang out all the time, day and night. But unfortunately, soon after I adopted him, my mother and I found we were allergic to pets with fur. So we had no choice but to send him away to my aunt's house. And I was so sad. I actually cried all night for several days. But hey, don't judge me. I was a kid and I really loved him. Even now, when I see dogs playing with their owners, it brings back good memories of Boo Boo for me. So we had him shortly, but he sure was a good friend. Second, he, sun. So guys, do you like sunny days? I love it. So actually weather affects my mood a lot. Rainy days can get me down, but my mood really rises on bright days. Oh, and on sunny days, I enjoy playing baseball or basketball or football. So, but when the sun gets too intense, it's hard to open my eyes, open wide, wide open. This might be the only thing I don't like about sunny days, but then this is quite alright because I can prevent it by wearing black marks under my eyes. I put on these strips so they absorb all of the light and make it easier to track the ball in media under the sun. What kind of sports do you guys like to play in bright days? I'd love to know it. Third, Gaemi. Gaemi, ant. So, what comes to your mind when you hear the word ant? The ant and the grasshopper or the Ant-Man? For me, it's definitely the film Ant-Man. Oh man, where should I begin with? First of all, I'm a huge fan of Marvel, but Ant-Man just blew my mind because the idea of turning a human being into an ant was so fresh. So, plus, it was an action film. Dude, how can you make an action film out of an ant as a main character? I thought it was really creative. So, I also heard Ant-Man 3 is in the works. So, I can't wait to see it. Oh wait guys, so the compounded vowels ye and ye sounds similar, almost identical to each other. Again, you don't have to worry about telling ye from ye when it comes to the pronunciation, but you need to pay close attention to the differences in writing when you learn new words that has these fellas. So repeat after me. Ye, Ye. Fourth, Ye-Geum. Ye-Geum. Talker. So, do you like talking with your friends? Are you a talkative person? I've been told I am pretty quiet. And yeah, I kind of agree with that. I actually like to be quiet even when I'm out drinking with my friends. But there's a friend of mine who is really funny and talkative. He's really funny when he is sober. He's so eloquent when he's drunk. He makes everyone laugh. I lost track of the time whenever I hear him talking, as I prefer to be charismatic and handsome and quiet out of my group. Just kidding. So I don't want to be as talkative as him, but I think I can work on my jokes. Having a good sense of humor never wouldn't hurt. Fifth, 뒷얘기. 뒷얘기. Backstory. So I love watching films such as mystery, like thriller and horror films. Some films have a good secret and code that audience have to solve. I sometimes search the possible answer to solve the riddle before the end of film. Listening to the film director can get an inside look to the backstory. So, what are some of your favorite film and backstory that make for an interesting film? Sixth, 얘기하다. 얘기하다. To talk. So, who do you enjoy talking to? I love talking to my friends. So, I have some lifelong friends. We meet in first grade. We usually meet for drinks or meals and training for some sports events. Oh, sometimes we meet for no purpose and explore the area. When you meet with a purpose, we talk for a long time, sometimes like till 3 a.m. or like whole night, My mother does not worry about us because we don't get into trouble, After making this video, I'm seeing some friends. Our plan is to start drinking. Cheers. 7th, crab. So I do love eating seafood. Not only I enjoy eating fish, but also enjoy crabs and other seafood. There are various types of dishes one can make with king crabs and blue crabs in Korea. Especially, I love steamed king crab and blue crabs with beer. It has a soft flesh and melt in your mouth. King crab and blue crab are one of the most expensive dishes in Korea. Only on special occasions such as birthday, we enjoy them. Do you know when the best season of king crab and blue crabs are? King crabs are delicious during the winter, and blue crabs are delicious in autumn. So if you want to eat them, do so in their peak. Wait for that season. Game. So, do you love playing games? Actually, I do. So, recently, the Nintendo Switch is one of the most popular gaming systems in Korea and around the world. It became famous because of COVID-19. People can't go outside easily, so they find more exciting games to fulfill their playing desire. I play Nintendo and PlayStation platforms. My friends and I made some great memory around these platforms. So, what's your favorite platforms? Let me know and find me online, and let's play. 9th, demo, square. So, buildings and houses are shapes of squares, and lunch boxes and books are also square. I want to have a house in different shapes such as circle and square, and triangle, including a big yard. Oh, by the way, do you know another meaning of square? It also means Plaza. There are beautiful squares around the world, such as Trafalgar Square and Gwanghwamun Square in Korea and Concorde Square. So these places' shapes are not exactly square. However, these squares have a role of gathering people. 10th, Ye-Geum. Ye-Geum. Deposit. So, are you a university student? If you are, you will have a chance to work part-time. I do this YouTube project as a form of work to make some extra money. I've been saving money for years. The money that I deposit goes into saving account. The deposited money will be used for my wedding and to buy a home in the future. Might be. 11th, Ye-Yak. Ye-Yak. Reservation. So, when do you usually make a reservation? I make reservation for booking restaurant or concert tickets or some sports event. So, one of the hardest reservation I made was for the Korean series, the baseball match 2016. So I waited in front of my PC and clicked the mouse button to refresh constantly, and finally I got the tickets. I was super happy at the time. I couldn't believe I got the ticket, but I made it. 12th, Ye-Bang. Prevention. So, the world is still fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. What do people in your country do to keep yourself safe from COVID-19? In Korea, the government have shed light on the importance of wearing masks, proper hand washing, and keeping social distancing to prevent COVID-19. So, the mask has become almost mandatory. I know it's a difficult time for everyone, but we are a big community and we'll get through this together. So, this is the end of our lesson, so it might have been a little more difficult than the previous one, but I guarantee these steps will help you improve your Korean. So I know some of you guys might have trouble pronouncing these vowels, so we included how to pronounce it in English. Make sure to check them when you review them on your own. So now that we've covered 4 compound vowels, we only have 7 more to go. So I'll be back with the next video. In the meantime, feel free to watch the lessons again. And if you have any question, leave a comment below. So guys, thank you guys and see you next time. Hello everyone, I'm back with the second part of lesson 4. So today we're gonna learn about the 4 new compound vowels. Wa, we, and wo. We don't follow the audio. Let's get started. First, wa, Gwa-Ja. Wa, Gwa-Ja. Snack. So, what's your favorite snack? Cookies, chips, or nuts? By the way, did you know that Korea has the most variety kinds of snack in the world? This really makes my snack shopping exciting, because there are tons of options. Fun fact, even when I go international travel, I always pack some Korean snacks. Have you ever tried any Korean snacks? If so, what's your favorite? Let me know in the comment box. As an avid snack lover, I would love to know your favorite. So, second, Sa-Gwa. Sa-Gwa. Apple. So, what's your favorite fruit? My favorite is apples. So, apples are high in fiber, so they keep me feel full and healthy. I'm also a big fan of brand Apple. I've been using an iPhone and my MacBook for a little while because they're so easy to use and lightweight that I can bring it pretty much anywhere. I also love the chic design of Apple products. I think they make me look cool. Just kidding. So hey, now that I think about it, Sa-Gwa, Apple, gives me so much benefit. What do Apple mean to you? I'd love to know. Third, Jeon-Hwa, Jeon-Hwa, telephone. So before everyone started to use smartphones, we used the landlines at home or the telephone booths. When I was young, telephones were one of the most essential utilities to every household. I have so many good and fun memories of Jeon-Hwa. So back then, I'd hear the phone ringing, and my mom would shout to me from the kitchen, "Han, go get the call. I'm in the middle of cooking." So then I would shout right back to her, "Alright, mom, I get it." So for those who grew up with the shared family phone, do you remember how when you need to make a call to your friend, and you never know who would pick up? You'd have to first speak with their parents and ask if your friend was around. Man, I can't believe the kids who were born in these days would never experience that. Man, I feel so old. Wait, so now, before I introduce you with the next word, you have to know there is difference in notation between we and we. That we and we pronounce almost identical. They use different notations. Think of them as fraternal twins. Yeah, they look different, but they tend to have a more alike personality. Which in this case they look different, but they sound very similarly. Fourth, we, why. So when you use the word why, people use this word when they have a question or want to know about the thought behind the thought. I like using this word why when I have a question about the problems and want to know how things are solved. I heard this word a lot at university. So the professors always ask the students why. And I can answer the question, but sometimes I avoid answering because I don't know the answer for it. So when I prepare the script about this word, why, I reflected any time I look at a problem, I start with why and build my dialogue out from there. So fifth, Dwae-Ji, pig. So do you know what's the most familiar and indispensable animal to us in the world? It's the pig. So the reason why pigs are so familiar is because pigs are the main character of fairy tale and animations. So pigs can be used to make delicious food. Koreans especially love to make use of pig in the kitchen, such as the pork cutlet, the samgyeopsal. Samgyeopsal is like the Korean barbecue, and extra. So a fun fact, in Israel, there is only one restaurant that is allowed to cook pork in the country. It is not the kosher animal to eat. I've seen real pig in the countryside. They are so cute but noisy. So I have heard of people raising pig as a pet in their homes nowadays. I don't have a courage to do things like that, but George Clooney does. So one day, I'd like to take more photos with pigs again, but not in my home. Sixth, Wae-Ga-Ri, Wae-Ga-Ri, common heron. So, what is natural bird in your country? In Korea, common heron is one of the natural birds. One can see them at the river side or countryside. They look similar to a pelican or flamingo. The common heron has a big wing and bill. It catches fish for food at the waterfront. It was a very common bird to see everywhere, but due to pollution in the water and food, this bird species is on the decline. However, there are lots of animals and plants that are going extinct because of this pollution problem. So I think we have to focus on these plants, animals for prosperity, and start cleaning up after ourselves. 7th, We-I-teo, brain. So in one's body, the brain controls all of the functions. When you study something, we have to install knowledges in our brain. So after research on the brain, I learned that the brain is about like 3000 cc, and we can't use all functions of our brain before we die. So if you want to be smarter, you should eat walnut and chew more. Keeping your brain active helps improve your brain. So you should make mental note every day and try to memorize that you were doing. This will help your brain active. So the genius scientist Albert Einstein used 10% of his brain. I know it's really hard to use 10% of our brain function, but if you keep your brain activated and engaged, you can be better than before. I promise. 8th, We-I-teo, foreign country. So, do you love to travel? I love traveling around Korea and foreign countries. My favorite foreign country is Australia. While traveling, I could meet different people and learn a variety of cultures. So in Australia, they have the Australian pelican, which reminds me of home. I have been to Switzerland to study. And I have traveled to America for baseball training. I have learned the native culture and made some good friends. It was one of the greatest time in my life. And our script writer, Mr. Kwak, has traveled to 16 foreign countries. He's very good at adapting to local cultures. He said that after COVID-19, he will go to foreign countries such as Germany, Spain, and America for promoting our video and make more people interested in learning Korean. 9th, Gwe-Mul, monster. So there are many films about monster, Gwe-Mul. I'm a huge fan of superhero films because they fight against monsters and always win. So especially in Marvel Comics film, there are various monster characters that look so real. It makes the film more exciting, and sometimes I feel like I'm in the film. So I have so many film monster characters that I like. If someone asks me which one is the best, I wouldn't be able to pick up just one. Honestly, that'd be one of the hardest question and choice in my life. So here's another tip. Try the word tower. Great. So now lose the first syllable, ta, and just pronounce wo. Lastly, lose the R part. So just wo. That's it. The next compound vowel I'm gonna talk about sounds just like that. Let's try again. Wo. 10th, tower. So, do you know what are the most famous towers of the Korea? These are the Lotte World Tower and Namsan Tower. So, when foreigners visit Korea, they must go. So I've been these places a few times with my friends. I go at night because of the night views are spectacular. And when I have a chance to go back again, I jump on the opportunity. 11th, 어려워, difficult. So this is the first short sentence of our lesson. So 어려워 means it's difficult. So you can use this statement when you study Korean. So I sometimes say it when I practice the script for this video or solve some difficult quiz. So when Korean people use this statement, they sometimes add interjection for emphasizing this statement. 12th, 미워, I hate you. So I can see many children say 미워, especially when they're arguing with their friends. They would say something like that, I hate you. I don't want to play with you anymore. I also know couples use this sentence when they fight. So I think this sentence is too commonly used. So, I hate you is one of the most hurtful and harmful sentences for people to hear. So let's just start saying a better sentence to each other, such as, I love you. I'm glad to have you in my life. So you did a great job, but let's try it this way next time. So get creative with it. Bottom line, let's start being better to one another. Cheers. Alright guys, so this is the end of our lesson. So today we covered a lot, including 4 new compound vowels. Wa, we, wo. Words that contains the vowels, and some sentences containing the vowels. So, great job everyone. Give yourself a pat on the back. You deserve it. So, we'll upload a video about how to write and type these vowels tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, which will be a great way to review what you will learn today. So, don't miss them. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave us a comment and I'll get back to you with an answer. Alright guys, so really great job again and see you next time. Alright, welcome back everybody. So this is the last part of lesson 4. So today I will learn 3 compound vowels. We, I. So these vowels are difficult to pronounce even for Koreans. So I'm gonna enunciate each word slowly. So pay close attention to the video and repeat as many times as needed during this video till you can pronounce it somewhat similar to me. Alright, so now shall we start? So the 3 vowels that we are learning, we, and we, pronounce very similar to one another, but use different notations. So you might have trouble telling the differences, but it's okay because you guys have me. So please pay an extra close attention to my mouth and make sure to check the notation of the words, including compound vowels. First, we, Gwe-Do, orbit. So since I was young, I've been playing baseball for a long time. My position was the pitcher, who stood on the mound and threw a powerful ball to the hitter during the games. So that's my position. I had many chances to see the pass of ball. I saw pictures of the ball taken by a high-speed camera, which was captured the moment accurately. So the pass was so beautiful, the parabolic and accurate, that I was impressed by my own pitch. Also, I had a chance to see how the ball hit by another player's travel. The evolution was so beautiful as well. I've seen how planets orbit around the sun, but I thought the way baseball flies seems more amazing and impressive than how planets move around the sun, So, it was absolutely gorgeous. I might be watching the picture again. So, second, waiter. So, have you ever paid attention to waiters around you? What do you do and where you can find them? Or when you see them at restaurants, their main jobs guide customers to be seated, clean the tables, and take reservations. I think waiters can be one of the most stressful jobs because they are responsible for ensuring the customers have a good experience. And knowing that Korea is a no-tip culture. I mean, taxi drivers or servers at even nice restaurants don't expect any monetary rewards for their services. So when I go to restaurants, I always try to be nice and give compliments to their services. So I've worked as a waiter before, and trust me, a little kindness goes a long way. So later, when you go to restaurant in Korea, be kind to them. It will make waiters happy, and you will feel happy too, because you're doing a good deed. So third, Hwe-Bang-KKun. Hwe-Bang-KKun. Intruder. So in soap operas or romantic comedy films, there is always an intruder who sabotages a relationship. The main reason that an intruder is in the film is to spoil the atmospheres and make the good guy look bad. Let's focus here. It's entertaining to watch from afar, but in real life, it's horrible to have an intruder, So, speaking of the movies, films, if you see a film without your friends, don't spoil the ending for them. And also, don't be intruder of someone else's good time. Fourth, ear. So, what sound do you like to hear with your ear? Some people say they like the sound of wind or rain. For me, it has always been nice and something music. So I also think that using the right headphone or speaker is so important, because the good ones can really help me to concentrate a quiet and private sound in my ear. So, what kind of speakers or headphone do you use? Also, do you have any tips on finding great music? Tell me your story. Fifth, red. So, do you have a dream car? Actually, I do. So, I got my driver's license a year ago, but I haven't bought my own car yet. My dream car is Audi R8, but till I have my first lovely car, I will have to be satisfied with driving my mother's car for a little while. Honestly thought driving still is not easy for me. I have to be alert at all time. I have to make sure there's nothing too close to my car while paying attention to the traffic lights, passengers, and speed limit. It's sometimes intimidating. There are times when I'm on a highway, I feel like all the cars behind are coming after me, and there are times when stopped at red light, you feel like, there is a car behind me that is too close and it's almost touching the rear bumper. But I'm sure with time I will feel more comfortable with driving. Until then, please stay away from my red bumper and buckle up. 6th, We-Ji, rat. So, people say that the subway systems in Paris and New York are dark and dirty. Some say a pack of rats are overrunning the subways and restaurants. Personally, I haven't had a chance to ride the subway systems in Paris or New York, so I wouldn't be able to vouch for it. But that's how it is portrayed in films or shows. If anybody in Paris or New York is watching this video, please let me know what it's really like. I hope it's not true, but because being on the subway with rats sounds unsettling. I mean, they're kind of cute, but no, I want to be sitting next to them. Kidding. Here in Korea, we also have subway systems, and in fact, it's widely known as one of the best in the world by CNN. It's clean, reliable, and safe, even late at night. In Korea, the escalator and lift and public restrooms all over the stations are very well maintained and disinfected. The lights are bright to prevent crime and accidents. I think the Korean subway systems have learned a lot from trials and errors from the US and France. Their subway systems was built more than 100 years ahead of us. 7th, 의사, doctor. So, do you love going to the hospital? Of course, we love it. But if you love it, that means you're unhealthy or hypochondriac. When you go to the hospital, you can meet many doctors. Doctors meet with all different kinds of patients. Some patients have good manners, making doctor proud of their job. But some patients are rude, which is past trouble in the hospital. One could say being a doctor is one of the most stressful and exhausting jobs in the world. In Korea, many parents want their child to become doctors because doctors earn plenty of money. However, doctors have to study forever till they retire. So be respectfully when you meet doctors. Your life could be in their hands one day. 8th, 의자, chair. So, how many hours can you sit in chair? Since primary school to high school, I have been sitting for a while. When I was not in school, I played baseball, which gave me time to stand and stretch. I did not have much time to sit in chair. When I returned home, I went to bed on floor and watched the baseball game on the TV. I did not want to sit on chair while watching TV. Currently, I'm sitting on a chair while making this video. It's a little bit hard for me to sit for a long time. 9th, 무늬, pattern. So, what's your favorite clothes pattern? My favorite style is a plain pattern because it looks clean and timeless, So, when I go to the department store to buy clothes, it's hard for me to choose the best clothes. I enjoy walking around shopping malls with a mission to find clothes with interesting pattern and designs. Sometimes it can take 2 to 3 hours. After finding the clothes I like, with my favorite pattern, I buy them. I will show you my clothes over the course of this video. So, this is the end of our lesson. Throughout lesson 4, we have learned 11 compound vowels. I understand the strategies people have when they are learning a new language. For me, the English is the second language. I have trouble with pronouncing certain words or write them. So, as a value language learner, one thing I want to say is do not give up. Consistency and patience is the key in learning a new language. Remember, it's not a race. It should be a pleasant walk. So, you don't win a medal if you learn it in a few months. Take it slow and easy, because I will work with you to make sure you are on the right pace. So, thank you everyone for watching this video, and see you next time.